Okay, number 18 says, express the number in terms of I. Remember that you can break this down to be the square root of 25 times the square root of negative 1. And then the square root of 25 is 5. And the square root of negative 1 is an I. So it's just 5i. Number 19, let's see, simplify, write your answers in a plus bi. Okay, so we have a subtraction problem here. So we're going to start with the negative 4 minus 7. Negative 4 minus 7 is actually negative 4 plus a negative 7, which is negative 11. So negative 11 is the first part. And then we're going to have the negative 6i minus a negative I. Negative 6i minus a negative I. That would be negative 6i. Subtracting a negative is adding a positive, and that's a 1i. So negative 6 plus positive 1 is a negative 5i. And that's my answer there. Is multiplication, so I'm just going to use the FOIL method on this. So first times first, 7 times 9 is 63. And then my outsides are negative 63i, and my insides are positive 36i. And then last times last is a negative 36i squared. But then you have to remember that the I squared is a negative 1. So this is really a plus 36. So I can now add together my 63 and my 36. And that's going to give me my first part of my answer, which would be, what, 99? And then you're going to switch colors, combine your negative 63i and your positive 36i, and get the second part here. And it's a negative and a positive, so I'm going to subtract, but there's more negatives. So that's a negative 53, 37, 27i. Sounds about right. Here, let me check that. Hang on. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that's those. I'm going to scroll and do some more. Okay, 21. We're going to have to rationalize our denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by the conjugate of 4 minus 12i, which is 4 plus 12i. And what you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. Okay. And then on the top, I'm just going to distribute the 2. So that's going to make it 8 plus 24i. And then on the bottom, you have to go through the FOIL process, but remember on conjugates, outsides and insides always cancel. So just do first times first, which is 16, and then last times last, which is a negative 144i squared. But remember, that's really, I squared is really a negative 1, so this becomes 16 plus 144, which ends up being, what, 150? And then you should express your answer in a plus bi form, which I think I did say that. I can't remember, but I'll make sure I do on the test. So what you've got right now is 8 plus 24i all over 150. and you're just going to split it up. You're going to give the 150 to the 8, and you're also going to give the 150 to the 24. So this is going to be 8 over 150 plus 24 over 150, and then just stick the I over here. And then, of course, you should reduce your fractions. 8 goes into 150. That actually goes in there. I'm sorry, I added wrong. That's not 150. That's 160. My bad. Sorry. 160. Whoop. Whoop. Because 8 over 160 reduces down to 1 over 20. And 24 over 160 reduces down to 3 over 20. And there you go. There's your answer. And then we've got this one down here, which says simplify I to the 19th power. There's more than one way to do it, but the way I did it in class, I just divided by 4, because remember the pattern repeats. It goes I, -1, negative I, 1, and this is I to the first, this is I to the second, this is I to the third, and this is I to the fourth. Okay, and then also I to the 0, I to the, well, anything to the 0 power is 1, so the pattern just repeats over again. 1, I, -1, negative I, 1. So I just take the 19, I divide it by 4. 4 goes in there 4 times. So what I would have right now is I would have an I to the 4th 4 times, with 19 minus 16, that's 3 left over, with an I to the 3rd left over. Okay, so this 4 right here is this 4. And then, of course, use my highlighter here. This 4 right here is this 4, because the pattern repeats every 4. You're trying to figure out how many I to the 4ths do I have in there. And then this 3 is this one there. Okay, and so I to the 4th, I to the 4th right here is a 1. So this is really 1 to the 4th power, which is 1. And 1 times anything is just your anything. So, and then my I cubed is a negative I. So it's 1 times a negative I. So it's just negative I. Okay, and that takes care of the I problems in your review.